everybody, welcome back to Mimi's Mixed Bag. Today I'm participating in Crafty Mom's Thanksgiving Prep Collab. This is the third in the series, and our topic today is just Thanksgiving prep. It's pretty general, and since I knew I would be out of town this week, I thought it would be easier for me to just give you some of my favorite Thanksgiving cooking tips, based on experience. I'm by no means an expert. These are some tried and true things that I do every year, and I hope that this will help a new cook or a young wife or mother that's trying to pull this off on the first time. My first tip is number one is buy your turkey early. If you'll watch your sale ads, the turkeys go on sale for like 50 cents a pound. You need to buy your turkey 2 or 3 weeks early because all the little ones will be gone. And if you wait till the week of Thanksgiving, you're going to be stuck buying a 20-something pound turkey. And it's just, unless you just want one that big. I tend to do approximately a half a pound per person. That's kind of how I judge it. Maybe a little less meat than that, but something like that is what I go by. But I usually buy at least, a less than a 20-pound turkey for sure, because you can freeze the meat and stuff like that. But that's the main thing, is buy your turkey early. Number two is you have to realize you cannot do it all in one day. I don't care if you're cooking for 4 or 24. There's just some things that need to be prepped a day or two before in order to pull off your Thanksgiving dinner according to what we normally do. Like, for example, dressing. Those are things that you can actually do 2 or 3 days before time. Now, what I typically do is like Sunday or Monday, I will set my turkey out because it is frozen. Well, I put it in the refrigerator for 2 or 3 days. And then say like Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday before I go to bed, I will actually put it in the sink of water and let it sit in my sink overnight so that Thursday morning when I wake up, I can put it in the oven immediately. So you don't want your meat sitting out too long unrefrigerated, but that's always worked for me. Number three is I would love to all have one of those turkey roaster pans. They're expensive, but I don't want to have to store one. And for years I have used those turkey cooking bags. Reynolds makes one. I don't know who all, but they are wonderful. You do need kind of a shallow baking dish a little bit with sides. I have never had a problem. My turkeys always turn out super juicy. There's some people that baste it every hour with butter and cover it with foil and all that stuff, but I tell you, get one of those turkey bags. The directions are on the bag to put flour in the bag and all that. Highly recommend a Reynolds turkey cooking bag. Number four is paper plates. I know, if you're only cooking for 4 or 6 people, sure, break out the fine china. That makes it pretty. But if you don't have fine china, you all have been to Walmart or, Target and places. They have beautiful, paper products. And there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you're feeding a crowd. I mean, look how beautiful these are. I said a couple Mondays ago that these were some that were gifted to us, but I always buy these anyway, and it just kept me from buying them this year. It makes cleanup so much easier if you will buy some beautiful paper plates. It's worth the expense for me. And another thing is, I'm all about kind of function, especially if you're feeding several. People are not going to remember green bean casserole was in a disposable pan versus, a glass dish. I mean, they're not going to remember that. Thanksgiving is for your fellowship and, being thankful for your blessings. So that's what it's all about. It's not necessarily having everything picture perfect. Next thing is, and my mother would probably roll over in her grave by me saying this, especially for a new cook, you want to have turkey gravy. There's been many years after I cooked my turkey, I threw away all those drippings. I mean, it was just greasy. I was tired of smelling turkey. I just threw away all that grease that was in the bottom of those bags, and I just bought some turkey gravy packets and just did that. I mean, it's a lot cleaner, lower fat, and I did that many times, and it has a good turkey flavor. And so I've done that many years. There has been times I have made the turkey gravy from the drippings, but I'm telling you, it's so much easier just to buy the turkey gravy mix. Next thing is we all have this visions of the picture perfect turkey on the table, man standing up, slicing the turkey for the family. Well, that's not how we do it in real life. We always slice and debone our turkey ourselves before any of us eat. If you have everybody slicing their own, piece of turkey meat, that turkey is going to be butchered by the time the fourth or fifth person gets to it, and it just makes a big mess of the turkey. You know, your meat will go a lot further if you will slice your breast or slice your white meat on one side and then put all your dark meat on another side, you know, say a huge platter or pan. And that way, you know, your meat goes a lot further than people, you know, cutting big chunks and letting teenagers cut their own meat and all that kind of stuff. It's just a wise decision, even though it's not picture perfect, to do it that way. As far as kind of my timeline, I said before, like Sundays, I usually start thawing out my turkey. Monday, I will cook my cornbread for my dressing, go ahead and chop up my onions and celery. I will boil my eggs. We always have eggs in the dressing. We have deviled eggs. So I go ahead and boil those. Those are things that I can definitely do on Monday. Let's see, Tuesday is a good day to double check my ingredients that I need for my other side dishes. You know, you don't want to wait till the next day, like Wednesday. I mean, the grocery stores are already going to be crazy that week anyway. But Monday or Tuesday, you definitely need to double check your last minute ingredients. Let's just say that. Because I do a corn casserole that requires me to do rice and things, and that's one of those dishes that I can't make early, and so I need to make sure that I have everything for that. All right, and like Wednesday is when I usually go ahead and make up a couple gallons of tea. You know, we drink Southern sweet tea down here, and I also refresh my ice. I check my ice. You know, we have an ice maker. I usually pour out what's there and refresh it, or, you know, if you need bags of ice or coolers of ice, you know, make sure you have that. That's just something to think about. If you have any kind of congealed salads, that's definitely something you need to do a day or two before, because you can't make those the day of. And I do make a congealed salad that we always love, and it's not Thanksgiving without it. We always have like a relish or pickle tray. You know, that's something that you can plate up early the day before. And sometimes even Wednesday night, go ahead and set your table. If you are having sit down, you know, go ahead and set your table, or go ahead and get your serving line kind of set up. Think about what you can do to alleviate so much the next day. Main thing I normally do on Thursdays is I, you know, cook my turkey first thing, and then I do my few side dishes. Like, for example, green bean casserole. That's something that can be literally thrown together in 10 minutes and bake. I mean, that's very little prep time. And then, of course, you do your gravy the day of. The last thing I want to share with you is one of my very favorite turkey leftover dishes is, and usually I will do this about Sunday because we've kind of gotten tired of everything by Sunday, is I make a turkey tetrazzini, and that is just a pasta dish that's normally made with chicken, but you can substitute with turkey. I'll put the link below, or I'll type out the recipe for that if I can't find it online. So, but that is some of my tried and true Thanksgiving Day tips. So I hope you enjoyed it, and have a wonderful and beautiful day with your family.